good morning, everybody. It's Hammer. Today is Tuesday, January 28th, 2025. I, of course, am with Originator Success as well as with Hammer Solutions. Here with your daily mortgage rate update, the only place on the web where you get to join me live each and every weekday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Broadcasting to you on Facebook and on YouTube this lovely Tuesday morning. If you're here live, say good morning. If you're watching the replay, don't forget, give me a hashtag replay in the comments. Let me know that you're here. Let Facebook or YouTube know that you're here. Whether you're here live or on the replay, don't forget to smash that like button, tag an LO friend, share this post in a group. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. If you'd like a reminder that I'm going live each morning, you can get one by using this cool QR code over here. If you scan that, it'll take you to the same spot where you can use this short link, hmmr.io/reminder. And if you go there, you can sign up and get a quick text alert that I am going live each morning with the links to see us on YouTube and on Facebook. And if you want to unsubscribe from that at any time, of course, you can do that. Let's go ahead and say hi to all of the live folks here this morning. Who we got here this morning? First one that said hello was Mr. James Mahan. Good morning, sir. Great to have you here. Hope you are doing well this fine morning. Angela Walters, good morning. Mallory Fotiadis, great to see you. Sherry Keeter, good morning. Amy Blauser, Mark Clark, great to have you here. Debbie Richardson, who else we got on here this morning? Tim Klyla, good morning, sir. Colin Jordan, great to have you here. Mike Tebow, good to see you. Ron Siegel, good morning, sir. He said that today is National Blueberry Pancake Day. You know, I am trying to lose this extra 20, 30 pounds I'm carrying around, but I could go for some blueberry pancakes. I don't even want any syrup right now. Just nice fresh blueberries, some just a lot of butter on it. That'd be pretty good. Who else likes that? Do you like pancakes? Let me know in the comments. And what's your favorite kind of pancake? Are you like a plain pancake person? Are you going with the flavor? I like banana nut, not gonna lie. Like me some banana nut pancakes. But blueberry is great. I'm not big on chocolate pancakes though. Not my thing. Let's see who else we got on this morning. Mr. Glenn Boussard, good morning, sir. Diana Dixon, good morning. Debbie Richardson, thank you for tagging somebody. Ron Siegel. I'm sure glad you're not saying hello to the non-live folks. Yeah, it'd take a little while, but you know what? By saying hi to everybody, not only does it show you that I appreciate y'all, but it also gives a chance for everybody to hop on. Schmogan said he's going with waffles over pancakes. I think my wife would probably do that too. She likes a good Belgian waffle. Sherry said a protein blueberry pancake. Yeah, I guess they do have some of those protein mixes these days that are a little goal. Deb Dickinson, good morning, Ron. I had a goal last year to lose 20 pounds and you missed it by 30. Yeah, I know that feeling. Regular pancake, Monica, with cinnamon. You got to have some sugar on there too. Cinnamon by itself isn't enough, right? You need some sugar to sweeten that up. But yeah, those all sound good as well. So, all right, my friends, looks like we got a full room. Let's go ahead and get into the good stuff here. Let me switch over. And all right. So we'll bring up the screen. Quick recap from yesterday. If y'all remember, we had some really cool things going on yesterday with mortgage bonds. Rate sheets improved, and they did hold through the day. Down here, let me zoom in on this so we can kind of make this the biggest thing here. Here you go. So take a look here. Each of these dotted lines breaks apart the day. So we have here was Monday, yesterday, January 27th. This was Friday, Thursday, Wednesday of last week. So we had Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Then we went into Monday, and today is Tuesday. So yesterday, you could see when we ended the day on Friday, we were much, much lower. We started the day much higher. All of that was due to the DeepSeek announcement, if you will, and the fact that the tech stocks yesterday got routed, gave up a lot of money because that's basically the new tech bubble is AI. So chips, NVIDIA, the biggest, one that's been winning from that, as well as some of the other AI companies and things that are invested in there. So when that money came out yesterday, we did see a flight to safety, which is rare. We don't see that a lot anymore, where we actually get a true flight to safety that drives money into bonds. But that is what we saw yesterday. And my concern was that we might see some news that would pull money back out of that. So yesterday, the concern was if we saw anything that said, hey, maybe this is not legit, maybe China is lying. Because the big thing about this DeepSeek is that they said they did it in 2 months for $6 million, and yet we're pouring billions and billions and billions into this AI tech sector. And that spooked markets, which markets could be easily spooked. So rate sheets today, though, should be similar to yesterday. Right now, you can see we're down about 6 basis points. It's really not much. We were up about 20 something yesterday. When pricing came out yesterday between 10 and 11 a.m., though, we were right around 100.55. It dropped a little bit, was up a little bit, 100.58, right? So right now we're at 100.61. It's actually a couple of basis points better than when pricing came out yesterday. There were very, very few. I saw a couple of wholesale lenders repriced better late in the afternoon yesterday, but not many. So pricing today should be similar to yesterday. Bonds are down a few basis points, but it's very much in line with where we were yesterday morning when pricing came out. Now, reprice risk on the day today is low. There's nothing really going on economic data. We've already gotten some durable goods information this morning. Not that that's a big deal at all, but we did get it. We did see it. The 7-year Treasury auction is this afternoon. That's not really going to make a big deal at all. But since we're talking about Treasuries, let's talk about the 10-year Treasury yield. Right now it's at 4.56. It hit the lowest level on the year. I mean, we're 28 days into the year. We're a month in. But yesterday it did close the day at 4.54. And that was the best level. Even in January here at the beginning, we were at 4.57, 4.56. So it's put the 10-year down quite a bit. And that's a good sign. Now, we're heading into tomorrow's Fed meeting, right? So what's been affecting rates the last couple of days? Well, yesterday was the DeepSeek data that came out, the fact that we saw this big jump. The next thing is, how fast will tariffs act? And basically, that's Nick T here was dropping some words on the Wall Street Journal. Now, Nick Timiraos, he is a journalist for the Wall Street Journal, and there's a lot of talk that while the Fed is in their blackout period, and the blackout period is 2 Saturdays before the Fed meeting, it's about 10 days long. During the blackout period, Fed members are not allowed to go out there and voice their comments like they normally would, and they have no influence on markets ahead of the Fed meeting. There's talk that the Fed whispers and uses Fed whisperer Nick Timiraos and kind of tells, drops some information to him about what some things that might be important for the markets to know ahead of the meeting. Now, I don't know the truth to that, but his article today ahead of tomorrow's meeting, Fed's tariffs responses hinge on where Americans think prices are headed. Now, what this actually means is that it's the reaction to the tariffs and where Americans think things are going to go that are going to control inflation more so than the actual tariffs themselves. That's what they think. So when you look through here, a key question looms over Federal Reserve as President Trump contemplates bolder use for tariffs in a second term. How much would any price increases fuel expectations of higher inflation by the broader public? And that's, expectations of higher inflation by the broader public, right? The Fed is widely expected to hold its benchmark interest rate steady at its 2-day meeting that concludes Wednesday, taking a pause after cutting short-term rates a full point in the last 3 meetings. So that does coincide with what we see right here on Fed expectations and where things will go in the Fed outlook, right? So right now, markets are pricing in the idea that we aren't going to see any kind of a cut in this meeting at January. It's no chance that we're going to see a cut. Cuts are stopped. However, as we get to March, you see a little bit of hope. There's actually a third that believe the Fed will start cutting again next month. Now, that really increases as we get to May, and it's more of a coin flip, right? It's almost a 50-50, a very small probability that we would see two cuts by then because one would have been in March and May would be the second. A higher probability we'll see our first cut in May, and about a 50-50 coin flip that the Fed will still be remaining neutral at, without a cut, without a hike as we head into May. Now, June, markets believe overwhelmingly that we're going to see a rate cut by June. There's about a 26% chance, a probability that the Fed would leave rates unchanged as we head into the June meeting, but 75% probability that we'll see a minimum of one cut, possibly two cuts, and the small outlier of three cuts by then. And we would have to see some really weak economic data and see inflation really drop in order to see this happen, see some weak labor market data, et cetera. Very unlikely, but they're playing those odds, right? So now, the reason that we look at this chart and the reason all this matters is where things go. Now, rate sheets should be pretty calm ahead of tomorrow's Fed meeting. Fed meeting starts today, but it concludes tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to get the Fed policy statement, 2:30 Eastern time. We're going to get Fed Chair Jerome Powell's press conference. So the press conference really has the ability to whipsaw markets and move markets, right? Everything should be calm today, tomorrow. Like I said, right now we're down a few basis points to start the day, down about 6 basis points. Tomorrow we should be pretty flat as well. Generally, you'll see even a little bit of improvement as we head into the Fed meeting. Now, I like to float into the Fed meeting, so I'm going to throw that up on the bottom that we're going to cautiously float. And I'm going to come back to this screen. I like to cautiously float into the Fed meeting because it's the one opportunity we have to actually react to data and events as they're unfolding rather than having to react the day before. So with jobs data, CPI inflation data, all of those reports come out at 8:30 in the morning Eastern time before rate sheets. Guys, forgive me. I got to blow my nose. I can't breathe. Thank you. As I tell my wife, I don't get sick, but I am fighting it right now. So anyway, as we go over this stuff, what we're looking at is as we head into tomorrow's Fed meeting, we get the opportunity to react to however things play out because they're going to play out in the afternoon, unlike the other stuff where it happens in the morning. So that's why we generally want to cautiously float. Now, there shouldn't be a lot of risk floating into tomorrow's meeting. Today should be calm. Tomorrow before the meeting should be calm. Sometimes we'll even see bonds improve a little bit ahead of the actual Fed meeting. So why not keep our options open, right? But my outlook, I don't think that things are going to go well. I think if markets become less optimistic about these rate cuts, when we compare to what we were looking at just a little while ago, I mean, a week ago, it was a 36% probability that we would see no rate cut. That has fallen to a 26% probability. But yesterday it was 23%, 22%. It was even lower, right? So, but markets are pricing in a little more aggressively that they're going to see a rate cut. If that doesn't happen, we're going to see rates kind of creep higher for now. But one thing, let's see, I do like a comment that Ron made. He said tariffs on Sunday took from the third hole of Doral Golf Course until the eighth hole to take effect. The media fear mongering of tariffs is overwhelmingly ignorant. Tariffs are punitive and not inflationary. If the price of a widget from China with a tariff gets too expensive, importers, which Ron used to be, will simply change to buy that widget in India, Taiwan, or elsewhere. Hopefully the Fed understands that. And I think that's what this article actually says, Ron. It goes very much into that, right? So Ron's, again, just to pop this up here, Ron's comments, are that tariffs are not inflationary. And that's kind of what they said here. And a couple of things in particular. One of the things, if you remember last week, it was comments by Fed Governor Waller that sent bonds improving and helped mortgage rates to improve a little bit last week. And it was because he had very bullish comments about, rate cuts coming. So now here's the thing, right? In 2018, Kemen and other Fed economists modeled the impact of a rate tariff increase and concluded the central bank could look through and not react to higher inflation readings so long as two conditions held. Households and businesses expected inflation to stay low and the price increases flowed through the economy quickly. In other words, if we did see these tariffs, if we saw a spike in inflation and then saw it drop back down, All right. If you did them all at once and never did them again, they would be just a one-time jump in the price level. You'd see a spike in inflation, and then it would kind of go away, said Fed Governor Waller during a question and answer session at a conference in Europe earlier this month. But if tariff increases are applied at different times to different countries and on varying goods, it could be harder for the Fed to tease out whether prices are rising because of tariffs or whether they're broader macroeconomic forces were responsible. So this is kind of the fact of very much what Ron just said. This is in the article that Tim Ross put out there that, hey, will this be a one and done or will it be 2 years of a sequence of tariffs in many different sectors of the economy? And that's where they're starting to dig a little deeper and play into. So we don't necessarily have to believe that the Fed actions tomorrow and all these events are going to be bad for mortgage rates. We could see rates improve a little bit. So because of that, we want to cautiously keep our options open. However, anything closing in the next couple of weeks, I mean, if you're risk averse and you want to lock them, the consumer wants to lock them, who's to blame, right? I certainly wouldn't blame that. But overall, we want to see how tomorrow plays out. Going to get a lot of questions about these tariffs on Fed Chair Jerome Powell's press conference. So we'll pick up where we left off here today. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. But generally, that's what we need to be. Thank you, Tina. I appreciate that. Dan Crowley, good morning, sir. Great to have you here, even if you're a little later. Alison Foy is a French toast gal. So the question this morning, Ron pointed out to us that today is National Blueberry Pancakes Day. Let me know in the comments, do you like blueberry pancakes? Or is there something else you prefer? Like Mike Schmolgen said, waffles over pancakes. Allison Foy is looking for French toast. And then Monica Dinkins says, skip the blueberries. She's just going with some cinnamon. Deb Dickinson said, buckwheat or peanut butter or blueberry on the pancakes. Yum. Yeah, I tell you, guys I'm getting hungry after all this, but I'm trying to lose weight. Going to the beach in Mexico in February. Try not to be quite as fat. Buttermilk pancakes, Candido Diaz says. Mike is a waffles at the Marriott hotels. Yeah. Do they have the waffle makers there? Yeah, they do. You're right. They have them. They have the little pancake machine at the Holiday Inn Expresses. The Fairfield Inns usually have that. The Marriotts usually have the waffle maker. Giddy up, Mr. Randy Tickle. Diana's even got the nom. That's funny. So, all right, y'all. Well, remember, if you'd like free email lock advice to your inbox each and every weekday morning, you can sign up at www.ratelockadvice.com or use this cool QR code over here on the screen if you'd like. If you'd like to get text alerts, we send out a morning alert, an afternoon alert. You can get those at any time. In fact, let me go ahead and show you what those look like real quick. If we want to take a look at the text alerts, I'm going to pop them up here for you. This is what our text alerts look like. If you'd like to sign up for those, you're welcome to sign up for those at ratetextalerts.com. And you should also check us out at originatorssuccess.com. Tomorrow, I'm going to tell you all about Grab and Go Social. If those of you that are just afraid that social media is passing you by, you should be out there doing more to get business from social. There's business to get from social, but you need some help doing it. And let's face it, this is not the time for expensive programs and heavy courses. And we've got a very, very affordable solution for you. Going to be made even more affordable with our launch promotion. We're going to do a pre-launch promotion the week of February 3rd. Next week, we're going to do our pre-launch, and we're going to launch for fall on February 10th. I'm looking up at my calendar. So we've got this. I'm really excited about this one. So, all right, my friends, I'm going to wrap it up. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hope you all have a great day, and we'll talk more about the Fed tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.